Yeah, saw some interviews on this game. Looks like a solo or two-player co-op game. It's kind of TCG like-ish. Let's check it out. Some kind of gimmick to it. Do you keep all the cards in your hand or something? Or I don't know. Let's see. All right, 1 to 2 players, 15-minute games. I need to try to get this recorded tonight. Legacy campaign. Yeah, legacy campaign. 13 plus AIDS. Nice box. 1 artist, I believe, and 1 designer. Yeah, illustrated by Lauren A. Brown and designed by Dennis Furia. Furia Games. All right, we got some upgrades. See rulebook page 22. +1 player health. Complete story narration. Amplify your adventure with Foreteller. ForetellerGames.com. Deck of Wonders. And see what comes next from Deck of Wonders and Furia Games. DeckofWondersGame.com. Cool dividers. Deck box. Collection. Core collection. 3 stacks of cards. We got cards in here as well. 1 big stack of cards. Oh yeah. And we got some legacy campaign stuff. Byzantis legacy pack. Get out of my head. Stop. Open this pack only when you meet the following conditions. You allow Byzantis to use enthrall enemy or prisoner exchange to capture a dominated summoner. Alright. The Aurora Legacy Pack, Cullen Legacy Pack, Cullen Legacy Pack, Faded Form, Byzantis Legacy Pack, Faded Form, Byzantis Legacy Pack, Dangerous Form, Aurora Legacy Pack, You Feel My Pain, Cullen Legacy Pack, Cullen's Tantrum, Aurora Legacy Pack, Faded Form. Man, you know what? I think we might just, even right here, I was trying to get my face all into the frame, but we might just even try to play the first game of this right here and now, though. All right, upgrades. Yeah, we did that. All right. Starting with the rule book. See how this goes. All right. Table of contents, story intro. Let's read that story. When the gods abandoned Elidale, moving on from the world like children move on from a toy, fate alone chose to remain. She had fallen in love with the world, seeing a charm and beauty in its flaws that the other gods could not. Even though it meant eternal separation from her divine kin, fate chose to bind herself to Elidale rather than abandon it to darkness. Over time, however, Elidale abandoned her. The subtleties of fate were always lost on the mortal world, and they slowly tired of her guidance. It was all too easy to ignore fate and chase their own selfish ambitions. Every faction insisted their plans on their leaders were blessed by fate, but none were actually willing to seek out her wisdom. Some even blamed fate for the departure of other gods or claimed that she remained only to punish the faithless. In just a few generations, most of the mortal world wanted nothing to do with fate unless she was telling them exactly what they wanted to hear. Broken-hearted, but still eternally bound to Elidale, fate retreated to the hidden corners of the world. She resolved that if her power was the only thing mortals wanted, then that was the only thing they'd get, and thus the Deck of Wonders was formed. Fate poured her power and creativity into a seemingly infinite deck of cards, but left them devoid of her wisdom. The Deck of Wonders became her substitute for interacting with Elidale. Where before she had attempted to shepherd them with gentle guidance, now she simply let fall a card from the Deck of Wonders and watched the mortals of Elidale fight over it. A single card was powerful enough to turn the tide of any battle, but their wild unpredictability was as likely to bring ruin to the wielder as fortune. Even so, the illusion of control was intoxicating to the mortal world, and just the rumor of a new card could completely reshuffle the balance of mortal power. So, of course, when you saw the chance to steal the Deck of Wonders itself from fate, you couldn't help but to take it. It's hard to say if that makes you a hero or a fool, but it certainly makes you a target. You've been on the run ever since, and fate has upended the world around you trying to reclaim the Deck of Wonders. When you're not running from fate, you're dodging the mortal factions of Eladil, who are eager to take the Deck of Wonders for themselves. The power of the Deck of Wonders has kept you one step ahead, but every card you draw for aid seems to further complicate your escape. You've heard rumors of a sorcerer who can help mortals escape fate's grasp. But to reach him, you'll have to travel through the forest of Demeror, across the Hatima Waste, and into the Shard Spire Mountains. It's a daunting journey, but if you can master the Deck of Wonders to outplay your assailants, you might yet be able to escape fate. Alright, overview. In Deck of Wonders, you'll summon minions, cast spells, and battle villains as you try to stay one step ahead of fate. It's a solo tactical card game that progressively introduces new story and mechanical elements. In each individual game, you'll square off against the villain that fate has put in your path. And across games, you'll progressively reveal new cards, mechanics, and villains that will tell the tale of your adventure. This means the first time you play, you will open only two of the card packs. Please leave the rest unopened until you meet the conditions to open them. And then objective. Unless otherwise stated, the objective of the game is to reduce the villain to 0 health before they can reduce you to 0 health. Component list. 1 core collection, 91 cards. Looks like this one. Doesn't necessarily say, but it was in that stack though. 3 villain decks, 33 cards each. Yeah, villain deck. 9 legacy packs, 1 travel tug box, 1 upgrade sticker sheet. Oh, these are stickers? Okay, yeah, you upgrade the card. Oh, man, this is seeming like a stomp down real legacy game. Oh, man, I've never gotten to finish a legacy game. Got like halfway through Charterstone. I have Clank, never played it. I have Risk, never played it. Have Pandemic Season 2, have not played it. Yeah, I think that's about as far as I've gone. Alright, but anyway, 1 upgrade sticker sheet, 1 rule book, card game and card layout, play area, and I got ISS Vanguard on the way. It should already been here. Freaking people got it already. Alright, but anyway, play area. The play area is where the action in Deck of Wonders unfolds. Make room for 2 rows of cards, 1 row for player minions and 1 row for villain minions. Below that, make a place for the draw pile, a place for the discard pile, and rules area to put the health trackers in. Alright, villain row, 5, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Player row, discard, rules area, draw. Card layout. Every card in Deck of Wonders has 2 halves. The player half, 3 icons across the top oriented the same way as the card name, and the villain half, 2 icons across the top oriented the opposite of the main card name. That's because during the game, both you and the villain draw from the same deck of cards. If a card is drawn by the player, only consider the player half and ignore the villain half. If the card is drawn by the villain, only consider the villain half and ignore the player half. There are 2 main types of cards, spells and minions. Spells have an immediate impact when played based on their text, but are discarded once the text is resolved. Minions have a presence on the play area and can attack turn after turn. Alright, strength icon. So yeah, the villain looks a little more menacing and the player looks more docile. Strength icon, priority icon, health icon, cost, it says cost on it, card text, flavor text, set icon. Okay, just right next to the name. And then upgrade slot. Okay. Upgrade slot right there, card name. Alright, set icon, yeah, we got it. Other cards, villain cards, the main antagonists that fate has put in your path. They dictate special rules, cards, and unlockables to include when confronting them. Story cards. Legacy packs will often contain cards that advance the story. They're meant to be read as soon as you find them. They have no mechanical impact. Rules cards. These cards impact the game without going directly into the Deck of Wonders. Once unlocked, they'll go to the rules area alongside the associated villain card. Villain card, story card, rules card. Setting up the game. If you learn better through video, scan the QR code, select a villain. Choose a villain you want to face off against. Carefully read their special rules, then place your health trackers and theirs in the rules area. And unless otherwise noted, villain and play health both start at 30. For the first game, open and use Cullen, the Spoiled Prince. Create the draw pile. Both you and the villain will draw from the same deck. It will be built partially of cards dictated by the villain and partially of cards chosen by you. The draw pile must include all cards from the villain you're facing. These cards will have the set icon that matches the set icon of the villain card. You may add to any combination any combination of 28 cards from your collection. These cards have the fate icon on several colors. In one of several colors. The recommended collection cards to go with the given villain will match the color of that villain's icons. These will get you started quickly with a tough but attainable challenge. Shuffle the villain cards and your chosen collection cards together to form the draw pile. For your first game, shuffle together Cullen's cards with the recommended cards from your collection. Alternate ways to build the draw pile can be found on page 19. Cullen. Put those two back. Okay. Starting the game. Begin the game by drawing 4 cards from the draw pile into your hand, and you may mulligan once by discarding all 4 cards and drawing 4 new cards from the draw pile. You may then play out your turn per the player turn rules on page 12. Once you end your first turn, the villain draws and plays 3 cards. And important, do not draw all 3 cards at once. Rather, draw, play, and fully resolve the first card before the second. Okay? And the second before the third. This is because the villain cards will instruct you to draw another card. These additional draws are resolved as normal, but do not count towards the opening 3 draws. The villain then plays out their turn per the normal turn rules on page 14. Once the villain ends their first turn, play continues per the normal turn rules in the following section. Important. These opening turns are the only time you or the villain will draw more than 1 card at the start of your turn. Every other turn starts by drawing only a single turn. A single card. Okay, so we get 4, the villain gets 3. 1 mulligan for us. Okay, player turn. Draw. Draw the top card from the draw pile in your hand, considering only the player side of the card. There's no limit to your hand size. Play. To play a spell, pay its cost, if any. Place it in the play area, immediately resolve its text, and then discard it. To play a minion, pay its cost, place it in the play area, exhausted, represented by playing it sideways, and immediately resolve this play text, if any. Note that since player minions are played exhausted sideways, they are unable to attack until your next turn. There's no limit to the number of cards you can play in a single turn, provided you can pay their cost. But be wary of emptying your hand too early in the game. An empty hand leaves you truly exposed to the whims of fate. You may end your turn without playing any cards if you want. Attack. Only ready right side up players' minions can attack. You may attack with your minions in any order and target enemies with, including the villain, in any order. You don't need to destroy a villain minions before attacking the villain directly. To attack with the ready right side up minion, exhaust it, turn it sideways, and deal damage equal to its strength to the target villain or minion or villain minion. The target will always deal damage equal to its strength back to the attacking minion. If the target deals damage equal to or greater than your attacking minion's health, your minion is destroyed and will be discarded. Once cumulative attacks from players' minions deal damage greater than or equal to the target's health, destroyed, discarded. You may choose not to attack with the ready minion if you want. Note, you can play cards from your hand and attack with ready minions in any order you like, alternating between the two. A minion 0 and deals 0 attack to its target. Turn in. When you finish playing and attacking, in your turn by turning all exhausted player minions to the ready position and starting the villain turn. Any damage a minion has taken does not persist between turns. Any damage a minion has taken does not persist between turns. Okay, so yeah. Disappearing damage Villain turn, draw. The villain draws and immediately plays the top card of the draw pile, considering only the villain side of the card. If it's a spell, place the card in the play area, immediately resolve its text, and then discard it. If it's a minion, place the villain side of the play area in the ready right side up position and resolve its play text if any. The villain minion doesn't attack yet. The villain will always finish drawing and resolving cards before the battle line phase. Important. Remember that the villain only draws 3 cards on the first turn. Every other turn they draw only 1. Okay, battle lines. Villain minions are stronger and faster than yours, but will attack mindlessly. The battle lines phase is your chance to use your wits and some clever positioning to turn the tide of battle in your favor. Order your minions left to right from highest to lowest priority, e.g. the priority 2 goes further left than priority 1. If 2 or more of your minions have the same priority, you choose their order. Player minion during the attack phase. Order the villain's ready minions from left to right in any order you choose. The villain's minions will attack in a predictable way based on their order. Choosing the order that is least effective for the villain is key to gaining an advantage. And exhausted villain minions can't attack this turn and don't need to be put in the order. Alright, not really getting the stuff about the priority, but I'm sure it'll come together. Choose target. Already villain minions will attack 1 at a time in order from left to right, but the choose target phase determines who they will attack. Villain minions will target the highest priority leftmost player minion if their collective attacks will deal enough damage to destroy that player minion. Alright, need to start highlighting. Villain minions will target the highest priority leftmost player minion if their collective attacks will deal enough damage to destroy said minion. If their collective attacks will not deal enough damage to destroy the leftmost player minion, or if there are no more player minions, they target the player directly instead. Okay. If collective attacks not destroy, they target the player instead. Alright, important. Villain minions will never target a player minion that is not currently the highest priority furthest left. Okay, let's put that in a, what is the yellow at? Don't see it, we'll just put it right here. Important. Villain minions will never target a player minion that is not currently highest priority. Never target player minion not currently highest level, furthest left priority. Alright, attack. A villain minion attacks by exhausting, turning sideways, and dealing damage equal to its strength to the target. A minion with 0 strength still attacks and deals 0 damage. 0 strength still attacks. There are 3 golden rules that villain minions follow when attacking. Villain minions always attack 1 at a time in order from left to right. Villain minions always attack 1 at a time, left to right. But remember, you get to set their order during battle lines. You get to set their order during battle lines. Okay, villain minions never target a player minion that is not currently highest priority. Okay, villain minions never target a player minion they won't collectively destroy that turn. Okay. Alright, if the target is the highest priority player minion, Villain minions attack it one at a time in order from left to right. When the successive attacks from villain minions deal damage equal to or greater is destroyed, the destroyed minion deals its damage back once the villain minions have attacked in the order they attacked and discarded. If a villain minion takes damage greater than or equal, is discarded. Remaining ready villains choose a new target. Page 15. From left to right, one at a time, left to right. Okay, if the target is the player, all remaining villain minions attack the player directly. Turn end once all villain minions are exhausted. Turn sideways at the end of the villain's turn by turning the villain minions to the ready position. Once all villain minions are exhausted, turn sideways in the villain's turn by turning all villain minions. Okay. End the villain's turn, ready. Villain minions ready. Any damage to minion does not persist between turns. Resolving card text. Important. Whenever card text or any other rule can be resolved in multiple ways, you choose how it's resolved. Costs. Card text must be resolved before the card is played. If you can't pay the cost, you can't play the card. Play death rattle. All card text on spell resolved immediately when it's played. Other card text will include a condition. Each paragraph of card text is resolved separately. Okay. Additional rules: winning and losing unless otherwise specified. You lose the game if your health reaches 0 and the villain's health reaches 0. You win. Resetting the draw pile. Persistent spell effects. Discard order. Alternate builds for the draw pile. Co-op play. Alright, let's see. Persistent spell effects. A spell with a persistent effect is placed on a relevant character as specified and remains in play until something happens. Discard order. Situations may arise where the order of the discarded cards matter. All cards involved in resolving a single spell attack must be discarded together, including cost cards and attacking, but you decide the order. Persistent spell attacks, resetting the draw pile. If the draw pile is empty, the cards need to be drawn immediately. Shuffle the discard pile and place it as the new draw pile. The draw card then resume play as normal. If the draw is dispelled, the spell is not included in the shuffle. That spell is not included in the shuffle. Okay, alternate builds for the draw deck. Upgrades. Over time, the deck of wonders will grow more powerful and even start to change. Yeah. The update tracker. Faded form ending. Stop. Only read if you defeated Cullen's faded form, and Aurora's faded form, and Byzantis faded form. The story end. Quick reference. Player turn. Alright, that was the rules. And then let me take a quick bathroom break, and let's try to actually play a solo game for the first time that has not been a play test or something like that, or like a computer game. Alright. All your games, like, comment, subscribe, come back for the gameplay, and Tupac, West Side.